Start recording, man. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's get it going. Keep it organic.
Keep it organic. Hold on, let me do the claps. Just so I can sync it later, just so I know, to point it. Hey, whatever, man, whatever. Oh, no, wait, sorry, 2 seconds. It would help if I actually press record, so let me do that again.
So you need to do more claps?
One more clap, that was it. I think I got it? I don't know, maybe. There it is. What's good, bro?
All good, man, mate. Not too bad. You don't know what to do with your weekend, but other than that, it's all right.
Well, yeah, do you know what it is? I was trying to follow a bit of NBA, right? Because obviously, shout out to Denver Nuggets. They won the championship.
Did they win it?
Yeah, they're a Stan Kroenke-owned team. So that's another Stan Kroenke-owned team that won. So shout out to them.
Which one was the other one that won?
It was the LA Rams. They won the Super Bowl.
Did they win it last year? They won the Super Bowl a couple of years ago.
Was it last year? I don't know. Yeah, this year
who
was
won it last year? That's a very good point. Who the hell won the Super Bowl last year?
This year was Chiefs. Last year it was LA Rams.
Chiefs. Yeah.
LA Rams. Yeah. And then I think they're the hockey team. They have a hockey team. They won the Stanley Cup as well. So
wow. So my guy's winning. So basically, every team's winning apart from Arsenal.
Standard. That's what we do. It's what Arsenal does, right? That's what we do.
I'm taking the piss. It's too early. It's too early to go in.
It's too late. It's too late. It hurts. It hurts so bad. But no. So obviously, I'm a Miami Heat fan, and I have been ever since Shaq went to Miami Heat back in 2006. Yeah. Just loved it. I had the top. I had the 32. Loved the Heat. What's up, Miami? Miami, exactly, all that shit, right? And so obviously I was kind of rooting for Miami, but they don't have anyone who I like, who sort of is eye-catching. They've got Jimmy Butler, but I don't really care for Jimmy Butler. Fuck that guy. Do you know what I mean? I think the guy's too much up his own ass. It's like, come on, bro. You haven't done anything to prove yourself.
Is that not just probably because he's the biggest player in the team, or in the franchise, so therefore he feels like he's the main guy?
Yeah, he's the franchise name apparently, but he's no D Wade, he's not LeBron James, he's not Shaq. Come on, bro.
I remember the trio when they went to Miami and they won the championship. Wade, Shaq.
Yeah. No, Shaq, actually, do you know what?
Not Shaq, sorry, Wade, LeBron, and what was his name? Bosh, not Shaq, sorry, yeah.
Because you know what? For a long time, I thought they won a championship together, LeBron, Shaq, and Wade. And I was like, wait a second, that can't be right. Because obviously, it didn't make sense. Yeah. I looked at it, I was like, no. It was Bosh who was the guy.
It was Bosh, that's it.
So back-to-back
championships. I got
confused
as well, yeah. Because they got beat one year, though, didn't they? They got beat by Spurs, San Antonio Spurs.
Yes.
Tim Duncan and what's his name? Parker, I think his name is.
Yeah, Tony Parker. Tony
Parker. Yeah. I think that's the one that we watched together. We watched the one after that year, if you remember. We're at your house watching the Miami Heat.
Did we?
It was the same night that we went to your GTA game. You pre-ordered GTA, so obviously I wasn't very big on the GTA games for the PlayStation, and I was more of an Xbox player than a PlayStation guy. And I remember we went to Game in the high street, in the city centre. Game. If anyone who doesn't know, obviously for the American listeners, it's basically like Blockbuster, but still going.
yeah. Blockbuster, but successful.
Yeah. No, taking the piss. It's nothing like that. It's a store where you go and buy DVDs or you buy computer games, predominantly computer games because that's what it says on the title, game.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the year, man. We got it. We started playing the game, and that we bought from Game.
Is that what Nico? Sorry, is that what Nico Bellic, the main character in GTA? Because I know we had a friend with a similar name, so I believe so.
Yeah. I think it was the same one. Yeah, it was the one that you said this is similar to a Miami Vice City, not Miami Vice. That's a movie.
To Vice
City or something.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of GTA. Obviously, I don't know that very well, but it was something I made, or San Andreas, or something like that. I think it was
Liberty City. I think it was Liberty City. That's where it was based on. And so Liberty City was number 3. So before.
Well, this was for the PS4 because you had the PS4. So it'd have been the one that I think it was the first one that came out on PS4 then. I think it was San Andreas or something that came out, the first GTA that came out for PS4 because you had it and we went. And then obviously, it was midnight release. We queued up. We were doing our work because we both did takeaway deliveries while we were students. And yeah, man, I remember honestly. I remember yesterday. Then we sat down and we started watching NBA. We started watching the NBA stuff. We came around. Obviously, we were at your house that night, and then we watched NBA. We played on the game until the finals came on because in the UK we get them at a a ridiculous time for UK viewership.
You've made my point. That was my point I was trying to make. Like, I was trying to follow the heat, but because, the time difference, it's like, have fun. Like, we got jobs and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Before,
like half one in the morning. Yeah, something like that. And the thing is, it starts at half one, but then it lasts for around 2-3 hours. Before you know it, it's like 4. But I remember we stayed awake that year. We did watch it.
That's, you know what? I'm going to have to dig my memory bank a little bit more for that. Like, I'll be honest. Yeah, a little bit more. Could it have been the PS4 though? Because I think PS4 came out. When did PS4 come out? About 2014, something like that.
Maybe PS3. There might have been PS3. You might have had a because you had a PS3 as well. I didn't have the. I was obviously, like I said, I was always I was PlayStation fan till about PS2, and then after that I moved over to when the Xbox came out. And I remember getting it, and all the boys, obviously, most of the people in our friendship group had Xboxes, so we all got together. We used to play FIFAs and different games and Halo. I remember playing Halo like 4v4 or 2v2. And man, it was crazy times. Great times.
You were Xbox exclusive, and you always have been. And I've strayed away once when I had an Xbox One. Maybe is it the one after the 360? No, what was that after the 360?
Yeah, the Xbox One.
Xbox One. Yeah, I had that for maybe a few months, and then I sold that. And then I bought PS4. I was like, nah, screw this shit. And I went back. So I apologize to Sony. Please sincerely accept my apology. I will not
send me a PS5.
I will not mind being sponsored and, a free PS5. I'll do some reviews for you. No problem at all. Do you know what I mean? We'll share it around. I'll send it to Rick. Rick will do some reviews. We'll get a podcast going about reviews. So
we'll do something like that,
So see, this is the type of stuff that we have to think about, just to occupy our weekend. We have to think of like gaming now. We have to think of like, what TV shows are out there. It's like, it's too much work, too many TV shows, because you do that during the week. Do you know what I mean? You do that during the week. So on the weekend, you're like,
the weekend
sport.
That's it, man. Your weekend was for the footy, wasn't it? Your weekend was for the football and sports in general. But on a TV show, really quickly, because I really got into this couple of TV shows where they're restoring cars. Like old American muscles, old even European cars, and they're really kind of buying bangers. They get them from, I forgot the name of the TV show because I've just got into it, but they kind of buy them from Mexico really cheap and then get them to El Paso in Texas. Nice. It's on Netflix if obviously anyone wants to watch it and you're into cars and car restoration. But sometimes with the Americans, I'll be honest, they just go crazy. Would you say sponsor water?
No, sponsor welcome, Netflix.
Sponsor welcome. I thought you said sponsor water. I was like, water?
No.
All I thought there was Bruce Lee, become like water, my friend.
No, we're not.
It's not in context. So no, but that's the TV show I've been watching recently. Nothing much really, but like we say, isn't it? Like we had our football, we had our weekend kind of planned, we had a routine. We could watch 12 o'clock kickoff if you wanted to, or you can just keep an eye on it. We had it also occupied throughout the week with fantasy football. But you know what? Even now, the weather's nice, the sun is shining. Let's enjoy it, man. Let's enjoy the time outside. Get some vitamin D.
Well, for the listeners out there, I am officially sat in a car, so I'm technically outside, but inside. So I'm outdoors, indoor. That's the way I describe myself. Outdoors, indoor.
Think about that, guys. Think about that.
That's a thinker, guys. That's a thinker. You know what I'm talking about. We'll keep that a secret between us. But yeah, like it's the Champions League final. Obviously, that was the thing that happened.
It was a boring match for me. I don't know how you felt about it.
That on purpose. Yeah, I say that on purpose. It was the thing that happened.
So boring.
It was just something that was planned in the calendar. It happened. Let's get over it. But look, I
watched the second half. I didn't even watch the first half.
I was at a barbecue, so I missed the whole match. And
really,
I'll be honest with you. I'm glad I did because it sounded very boring. Like it looked very boring, awful. Apart from the last few minutes or something like that. I don't know.
That's the thing with these Italian teams, man. Why do they all come out and then just play such defensive style football? And I understand the Italian teams are all kind of on their defensive and they get credited for their defensive style or credited for their defensive players, and they're great. They've had some amazing players. Top recent history, obviously, from the last 20 years. Cannavaro, Ballon d'Or winner, Paolo Maldini, regarded as one of the greats, Nesta from Milan, and there's many, many more to come, Materazzi and so on and so forth, just to list a few from different clubs. But Inter Milan, when they actually had a go at Madrid, because I watched this, like I say, the second half, they looked dangerous, and I was thinking, why have you not approached this match the same way as you're doing it right now? And for those reasons, I was like, I'm glad you're getting beat now. You wasted 60 minutes of sitting in defence with 24 players or so, and now, well, not 24, but you get the idea. And then all of a sudden, now you conceded. You're like, oh, actually, can we try and win this match, or try and equalise? And I'm saying, like, nah, you deserve to lose.
Yeah, I think when we think of especially Inter players now, it's almost like a joke. Do you know what I mean? You've got Lautaro Martinez, who was just like poor in the World Cup. Again, don't follow the Italian league, so I can't really speak for the Italian league. But
he wasn't very good now.
Yeah, poor in the World Cup. Lukaku he's become a joke now. He's become, I don't know what he's become, and it's just had to happen to that guy. The way that.
Do you know he's refusing to come to Chelsea? He is refusing. Really. There's reports. Sorry, let me rephrase that, because obviously for the listeners out there, I'm not. These are reports that I'm reading. They might not be true. You can make your own opinions on it. But the reports out there saying that he prefers to stay at Inter rather than come to his parent club Chelsea, and we paid 100 million for him.
Yeah, that's that's a kick in the teeth. I'm not going to lie, that's a kick in the teeth.
And this is not top bowling either. This is the previous regime. This was Abramovich's era, because he came in before, obviously, the war in Ukraine and the sanctions that happened. So, yeah, man, it's just insane to feel that we paid 100 million. 3 months later, he made an interview, and now all he wants to do is stay in Inter.
Yeah.
And they just seem to pay like 8 million or 4 million for a loan fee. And you're like, hold on a minute, we paid 800 million for this guy.
Yeah. And they're just getting away with that type
and
of stuff.
He's not a great footballer either, though. He's not a great footballer. He's not one of the greats, like when you think of attackers.
I was just about to say, they haven't really got their money's worth. So in a way, you're kind of laughing because, like, all right, cool, we paid 100 million. It's something that happened. But at least you're making some money just for not having him at the club, right?
I think so, mate. I think so, yeah.
Win, to be honest. Because, I mean, he's become a joke, and I don't understand where that happened, because for a while, for a small period, it was very good, and maybe was that just a flash in the pan? Is that all it was?
I think that for me, it was more like when he was at the lesser teams. So when he played for, like, no disrespect to the Everton and the West Brom, when he was on loan.
Let's face it. Yeah, let's face it. Come on now.
But when he went to Man United, he got found out, because for those teams like Everton and West Brom, when you play against the big boys, you play counter-attacking style, so he's going to use his pace, he's going to use his power. They usually knock the ball up top all the times. But when you make your way up to the sort of the elite of the Premier League, the top 4, the top 5 team, Man United was one of them. He was awful. Then he got sold. It cost 95 million or 75 million to go from Everton to Man United.
Yeah.
And then you think
for nothing.
Yeah, and did nothing, exactly. Fans started taking the mickey out of him and saying, here's a cushion for your first touch. Yeah. Lukaku, I want to give you this cushion. What's for that for? So you can cushion the ball when the ball comes into you, because we mentioned many times before, regular listeners are going to know how I feel about him.
Yeah,
that's it. Like I've said it many times before. It's like kicking the ball out of a tree, and that's it. You don't know where it's going to go. So...
Yeah, Lukaku. He's definitely.
He can't come back to Chelsea. I don't want him back. I'll be honest with you. I know they say like Lukaku coming back, and possibly Pochettino might do something with him. Listen, I don't mind players who are good technically. Like a good touch, because you can work on the work ethic. You can ask them to run more and so on. But a player who's got an awful first touch, runs especially that he makes sometimes. Yeah, like your first touch has got to be perfect each time. You're at the top of the top. You got the creme de la creme up there. You know what I mean? Can't be missing about. Yeah. But anyway, he can't even do his bro. I've seen him trying to shoot with his right foot. He looks awful, because obviously even when he came, he was trying to show lads. I think Mason Mount and some of them say, like, stand back, lads. Let's see what 100 million gets you. And then he just saw the finishing, and it was awful.
There you go. That's why it didn't work at Chelsea. I mean, even the teammates, if they start taking the piss out of you, and they're professional footballers, they would know better than any of us as
Ashley Cole raped him.
Whatever we are.
Journalists, professionals. We are professionals.
Semi-professionals, and we are not pundits. Obviously, I did not mean to say it like that. But, yeah, if they're taking the piss out of you, then what do you expect?
Exactly. These are your colleagues, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
it. And if your own colleagues who see you every day in training, and they're starting to make jokes, and we know that's saying sometimes it's jokes, but sometimes there's a bit of truth in it. Yeah. And these guys were clearly saying that. Ashley Cole said it before. We got Lukaku. He was a young guy, came from Anderlecht, and he looked brilliant in Anderlecht, running past players, powerful. But like we said, this is a different league now. Premier League is a different league. You don't have the time to do a bad touch and chase after it. Sometimes I think even Haaland has got a bad touch, as ridiculous as that sounds. I look at Haaland sometimes and I'm like, you're literally not. You don't look technically. I know he's a great finisher. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, but like, and I'm trying to analyze his game, and I'm like, you're not that great. You're like, your first touch seems to be quite poor. You're in the air to win the ball to support your team. You're not that great with it. So I don't know. listen, he scored. He's had an incredible season, Ballon d'Or contender.
He's got a few goals with his head as well. Like, you know what I mean?
No, I don't mean like in terms of like heading it in the direction. I mean in the sense of if the ball's coming in the air, to be able to control and bring it down. I think of like the Alan Shearers, Didier Drogba's, the Wayne Rooney's. Even Carlos Tevez was able to do it at 3'2". Henry was more of a left wing forward trying to kind of guy to run out the defender rather than win it, be big up top, win it and bring it down. So yeah, man, but no, listen, nothing against Haaland. He's like, what is he? Like top scorer in the Premier League history in a single season.
In a single season, his first season as well.
Won the treble as well, so it's incredible. Well, I suppose it's the same as our. No, I'm not going to say it.
Same, man. You got to say it
because it really tickled me earlier. And obviously, one of the listeners, he knows who he is, who mentioned Diaz and Nunes won the Community Shield, the Carabao Cup. So they won the 3 trophies. So I guess they're the same as Haaland winning the treble.
They're trying to sneak that one in there, aren't they? Really, they're trying to. That's a
fucking couldn't believe it. I read it and I was like, I just chuckled at it. But I love the guy. You know who you are, bro.
Yeah. Thanks for listening out there. That's a major shout out to you. But like you mentioned it there, Ballon d'Or candidate. Now, obviously, there's been stuff out there saying that Messi is the favourite, and I'm thinking, is that fair? I mean, obviously, I know he won the World Cup in this season, so I think that sort of trumps it. But is the World Cup alone enough to warrant the Ballon d'Or? Because his league season, again, it hasn't been, by regular standards, it hasn't been a poor season. Really? He's in the 40s in terms of goals and assists, like combined, or in the 50s, something like that. So for Messi, obviously, but then you gotta move past that now. Haaland did the same thing in his first season, won the treble, so he won important trophies. He didn't win the World Cup, but 3 trophies against one is the.
I think they'll give it to Messi for the World Cup, but I'm with you. I think Haaland will be the guy. For me, I'd rather see Haaland win Ballon d'Or. I'd rather see him take it because in the Premier League, which is regarded as the hardest league in the world, he broke the goal scoring record, albeit he was in a Manchester City team, which kind of put the ball on the plate for him each time that there were tap-ins, but he had to get in that position. And he made the difference for them. Last year, City were amazing. Without Haaland, City would still probably win the league. Yeah. But with Haaland, they won all 3. With Haaland, they won the treble because of Haaland. Because you got to look at it. Like last year, what did City do? Well, they still had De Bruyne. They still had predominantly that team is City. Okay, Kanji got added to it, but it's City without Haaland. Last year. This year they added Erling and he didn't do much in the final, like he didn't do what Messi did in the final of the World Cup, but his presence throughout the whole season, his ability, his playing style, he deserves to win it on what he has won. But I personally think they'll give it to Messi simply because of who he is, what he did, which is winning the World Cup, and that comparison to Diego Maradona.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're absolutely right. Yeah, you're absolutely right, and I agree with you about it because, again, it's just not enough considering what Messi or who he used to be when he was winning Ballon d'Ors, when he won the 6, or was he on 5, 6? What is he? 6?
I think it's like fucking 7. I don't know,
whatever. I know this is the 7th one if he wins it. So if he wins this, obviously, I think that would definitely cement him as the GOAT forever, in terms of Ballon d'Or, because Ronaldo ain't going to win another one. Let's just be honest about that one.
I don't think Ronaldo's winning anymore, to be fair.
No, Ronaldo, I don't even think he's going to win any more trophies, to be honest. I think that's him out, pretty much. But, Haaland, I think he's a deserved winner. There's no one in the top 5 leagues that sort of stood out as much. Maybe you can even make a case for Vinicius, but...
By the way, to interrupt you, this will be Messi's 8th Ballon d'Or.
Oh shit, 8th. Wow. All right. Okay. So he's
09, 2011, 12, 13, 16, 19, 21.
Wow. So he's he would be 3 ahead of Ronaldo. He's 2 ahead now.
I believe so. Yeah, he'll be ahead of Ronaldo.
Okay, fair enough. So I think that's pretty much solved itself. But Haaland deserved winner on that one. And again, back to the Champions League final. Yeah, didn't watch it. Barbecue. I watched a bit of the highlights. All right, good goal, fair enough. But he was wide open, so let's not overplay it. All right, it was 1-0.
No, that's it. It was a 1-0. It was a boring match. It was a boring match. I think we got spoiled by the World Cup final, to be honest with you, because that was a terrific game. 3-3, whatever it finished, and then extra time.
Even the semi-final, Man City, Real Madrid.
Yeah, that was a sick game as well. That was a very, very good game. They absolutely tore him a new one. But this is the thing. This is why Haaland obviously is so good, because if he got marked out of the game, but not only by one defender, they have to have 2 or 3 on him, which allowed the space for the others around him to do that. So yeah, Guardiola for me, coach of the year, Haaland player of the year. But again, this is from us who've only watched Premier League. I'm sure there's somebody making a case for Vinicius Jr. in Spain, although he's not won what Haaland's won. I'm sure there'll be somebody in Latin America saying, no, this guy deserves it because he's the best, because he won us Copa Libertadores and something, you know what I mean? No, Napoli winning and so on. So yeah, there'll always be stuff like that. But as two guys, obviously, who watch the Premier League a lot, we can't see why Haaland does not deserve it. Or why Haaland doesn't win it unless they give it to Messi again.
Yeah, which again could well be
very
the
likely.
Case. Yeah, could well be the case. So,
but while we are Messi, what do we think is transferred to the MLS? What's your views on that?
Yeah, well, I think probably a little bit better than joining the Saudi League. That's all I've got to say about that one. I think, like, as
in what sense? Or like financially, or like
no. I'm saying
quality of footy.
Because he chose to play football rather than move to Saudi and become like literally just a marketing tool for the Saudi League. Because again, he's an ambassador for the Saudi Arabia, something like that.
Saudi Arabia, he is.
So it's, I feel like he chose the less political route, which for me, because obviously I know Messi as a footballer only, I think that's
I thought you were going to say because I know Messi.
Yeah, because I'm just going to make that clear. As a footballer only, I feel that's probably the better thing for his legacy. Do you know what I mean?
I think even financially, you're right. Legacy-wise, he's better than going to MLS, like you say, play there. Because if you went to the Saudi League, he'd be the same as the rest of them, gone for a ridiculous paycheck. And who can fault him? First of all, go do your money, do as much as you can. Especially like a Benzema, this late in his career. What is he? 33, 34 for the final 2 years of what he'll probably play. Make 100 million a year. Tax-free, by the way.
Yeah, Kante as well. So, look.
Benzema's Muslim, so Benzema's a practicing Muslim. He'll fit in straight away. Do you know what I mean? He'll fit into the culture, so on. Same with Kante, will be the same as well. There's rumours that Mahrez from City will go there again, Algerian, practicing Muslim.
Yeah.
And Messi probably would have struggled just like a Ronaldo did, because for Ronaldo, they had to break the law where your fiancé, because obviously man and woman are not allowed to live together unless they are married.
Yeah.
And had nikah, which Ronaldo clearly hasn't, because I don't know whether he's an atheist or a Christian or what he might be. But yeah, for Ronaldo, they made the exception. But I'm with you. Like, he's gone there simply for the paycheck.
Yeah.
He's not gone there for anything else. So Messi going to the US, much better.
Yeah, I think so as well, for his legacy. And again, look, the thing is, we're talking about the MLS and we're talking about Messi amongst, mid to half decent players, you know what I'm saying? Within the next 2 years, I don't know how long, was it 2 year contract, 3 year contract?
I think there's a 2-3 year contract, something like that. I don't know. So I'm sure somebody will correct us.
By the end of it, I'm sure he would have taken Inter Miami to the playoffs at the very least. You know what I mean? I think that's...
Oh yeah, he'll demand a different level of commitment and so on for the players. But even financially, I think I read somewhere that he's got a percentage of Adidas sales, a percentage of the MLS TV rights that are going to go on to Apple. Very much like a Michael Jordan deal with the sneakers, like with the trainers, where if you sell we want a 10%. And it's very similar to that. Like subscribers, he gets a share on subscribers, he gets a share on the club, and so on. It's crazy. It's a crazy deal. If everything pulls through, he's looking to make like billions from this deal.
It's again, like you said, marketing tool. He's going to be used, obviously. Or to be fair, it's not like he's going to be used as a marketing tool. I think because of him, they're going to get a whole nother level.
Yeah, they will do.
So in a way, he would have, he's going to a place where he's ready to create something different. Like, this is it. Messi, the best footballer in the world. He made it to America, where obviously there's a massive audience who don't really know much about soccer and all that shit. But Messi will, he could potentially bridge that gap. And look, that's a huge movement for football.
Massive.
It really is. It doesn't
especially
matter.
For the American,
no bloody whatever.
Oh, no.
None of these guys.
None of these guys who have gone over there, they're not doing anything like what Messi could do.
Nothing.
And what he's bringing. And also he's gone into Miami, so he's living the lifestyle, especially in Miami.
And again,
every time I say Miami, I've got that Bad Boy songs in my head. Welcome to Miami, or wherever does that one go? I don't know the rest of it. Is it Will Smith? Not Bad Boys, Will Smith song. I don't know the rest of it. That's all I've got in my head. Will Smith is going, "Welcome to Miami." I think it's the chorus, the woman singing it. But anyway, no, I agree with you. I'm in the similar mindset that for his legacy and continue to be playing and have a bigger impact, he did the right thing by going there. I do think all the Saudis are trying to. Absolutely, but I do think the Saudis are trying to bring some of the best players, albeit they're towards the end of their career, but to try and improve football within the country. Because the only way you're going to do that is attract the best players and then possibly the best coaches. And the only way you're going to do that is throw money at it. Nobody's going to go and play in the Saudi league unless they're getting paid gazillions amount. And look at Ronaldo, look at Benzema, N'Golo Kante, and the rest are probably going to follow and head there. So we'll see what they do in the next 10 years, whether this would pay off, because that's what it is. It's a big investment, but it's more of a long-term plan. World Cup 2040 or something like that, to see what can they do then.
Yeah, I was just about to say that it is a slow process what they're trying to do. Will it work? I don't know. Potentially, but it depends. Again, it's a whole culture change. It's not just about a country change. It's a culture change. So for most people, that's going to be difficult. For most Europeans,
it depends what you're used to, man. Yeah,
exactly. So that's what I mean. And again, can't speak for all. It's different. Money makes people do crazy stuff. Yeah. So.
To be fair, I'll be honest with you. You throw 100 million a year to anybody, they will take 100 million a year, all day, every day.
Of course they would.
Because that is just insane. Further, But these guys, I think we said it on the group chat as well. These guys are making 100 to 500 million a day, just simply from the oil and the stuff that they're selling. The natural resources that the country has. So anyway, moving on from that. That's more of a political talk. But Benzema, wish him well. Kante, hopefully he doesn't. I would like to see N'Golo stay, but I've got a feeling he's going to go because contract talks kind of stalled around March and wants to leave. But other players that are possibly leaving, obviously, while we're on that one, quick note, we had a little chat on the group chat about this. Kai Havertz being linked possibly with Arsenal. What are you thinking?
You're trying to steer the conversation that way, huh? You're trying to.
I thought I'll go there. You can bring it back where you want to, but I'll ask you right now.
No, I think with Kai Havertz, I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't spend that money, and I don't really see where he would fit in that team. Do you know what I mean?
I don't see where he'll fit, to be honest with you.
I think that's probably the main.
I don't know if
issue.
They're trying to get.
Maybe Chelsea doing what Chelsea do. They just get Arsenal involved in their sort of rumours, and then prices go up and shit. So I don't know. And if it's true, and at that price, I never would accept that price for him. I just couldn't. I really couldn't.
No, I get that. And obviously, as a fan, like a Arsenal fan and stuff, I can understand anything. For me, I don't really want to see him leave.
Yeah,
I can understand why they're asking for 75 million. I put it on the chat as well. He's well decorated in the 3 years that I got told by one of our friends who said he's been here for 3 years.
Yes.
But this season, nobody's been playing well for Chelsea this season. Now, that necessarily doesn't mean they're awful players. It just means collectively they've been awful. Because individually, for Kai Havertz, he's very good on the ball. I'm going to say this word again, and you know who you are. He's very calm on the ball.
Yeah,
he reminds me of an Ozil. He reminds me of an Ozil.
Right. This podcast is dedicated to you. We will put your name somewhere in the description where no one would know. You know what I mean?
In like texting out of a Nokia. That's how we're going to spell your name, with numbers.
Exactly, with numbers. That's it.
No, for me, all jokes aside, for me, it reminds me of him as an Ozil, but with a bit more fire in his belly in terms of throwing his body about and being a bit more physical. Because Ozil was quality. I don't know how you feel as an Arsenal fan, but for me, watching Mesut Ozil was like, wow, this guy is so good. And I was even watching clips where they were in training, and with his left foot, he was incredible. Like what he could do, the accuracy that he had. Excuse me. Apologies that I should have muted it, but
that's all right.
Couldn't get to the mouse quick enough.
One of those,
And for me, Kai Havertz is a similar type of player. He's young, he's hungry, he wants to move. There's rumours, I'm hoping it's not true, but apparently he wants to leave and go for a new chapter. And where better than move across the not even across the Thames, because you don't even have to cross it because they're both north of the Thames. Just literally go across the city and play for Arsenal. So I hope that's not the case. I really hope. But I think the new ownership, which I've mentioned many times, has really, really hurt my club, and it's not going to make any difference for the next 5 years.
Yeah,
it's going to be tough because we're struggling. We will struggle because if the best young players want to leave, and let's face it, Kai Havertz is one of the best at Chelsea. Mason Mount is one of the best at Chelsea. I'm not saying one of the best in the world. I'm saying one of the best at the club, and they want to leave. We're really going to struggle to bring other people in unless we're going to end up paying ridiculous fees for them. Which, look at Enzo, look at Cucurella, and so on and so forth. So but you're definitely a no-no.
I think on Kai Havertz, I think I'm going to have to. That's a hard pass on that one. It just makes no sense for club or player, to be honest. Because look, all jokes aside, obviously we're part of the group. We all have a laugh, all that stuff, right? But at the end of the day,
he made that noise. That's not even buttons. You need to not even press buttons. This guy's so talented.
I've only got 4 buttons here. Like I've got other material. Okay, just bear with me, guys. But yeah, like Kai Havertz, I've always liked him as a player. Like genuinely, I really have, and it's a shame this year. I think I would. This is why I'm a definite no, because I feel like this year could have been his season to become something like a leader in that Chelsea team.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you know what I mean?
Agreed. I totally agree.
He's experienced enough. He's a good player for Leverkusen, was very good. Obviously, there's a reason why Chelsea brought him in. He's a Champions League winner with Chelsea as well.
Yeah.
So it's like this is your time now. Like you are at that role, that creative role / striker role where you need to take control of this team. Do you know what I mean? Everyone else around you is younger than you or less experienced in the Premier League. Enzo Fernandez could have been playing for the last 5 years. Again, I didn't know who he was until recently. But I'm saying, Kai Havertz is experienced in the Premier League.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah. In terms of the players that are there, he's one of the most experienced players. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And this is where you need to step up. Where you and Reece James, for example, Chilwell, you need to band together, create that sort of triangle across the pitch where you've got things under control. Do you know what I mean? I know it sounds a bit idealistic. I understand that. But that's what the best players do. They just take the game. You're like, all right, all you motherfuckers performing shit. All right, I'm gonna take this shit. I'm gonna take it all away.
I totally agree with it. I agree with you.
I watched The Last Dance again because obviously I watched it when it first came out, but I watched it again recently, and I swear to you, watching Michael Jordan, it gives me goosebumps. Like I don't know what it is about that guy, where you see him in training and you hear about him, obviously talked about, and you actually see videos of what he's like in training, calling people out like, yo, what the hell was that, man? Get the fuck, do you know what I mean? That's
what you need though, don't you? That's the competitive mindset. That's the best players do that to get the best out of their teammates, and you hold people accountable. I think for us at Chelsea, like I said to you, the only way to go back to is the owner and how naive he was where he appointed himself sporting director.
Yeah.
When he had no experience in European sports, like zero experience, apart from owning what was it? The Boston, not Red Sox, was he owned?
No, it's the LA Dodgers.
The Dodgers, thank you. The LA Dodgers that he owned. Apart from that, there's nothing else does he understand about European sports. Not rugby, not football, not cycling, nothing. You know what I mean? So very naive and selfish. I'll be honest with you, it's very selfish for him to think he can do everything himself without getting the proper help or getting the right people involved. And for that reason, that's why I think it's hurt the team. And the fact that more senior players who are not really giving a fuck came out. Thiago Silva said we had to extend the changing rooms. Where do you hear that players coming out saying we have bought too many players?
Yeah.
How do you even get a team like that to gel? Do you know what I mean? You've never heard of it. Heard of it in the 32 years of a Premier League era. No one has come out and said since 1991, the Premier League, no one's come out saying we had to extend the changing rooms because we bought too many players. At the beginning, everybody was laughing at flipping.
Notts Forest.
What is it called? Notts Forest, yeah.
I was just,
but Notts Forest achieved their goal.
Yeah, they achieved their goal. Yeah, absolutely. And I think
Chelsea,
like you said, we thought when we heard that about the 19 players that Notts Forest bought, we were laughing. We're like, haha, what the fuck? Are they going to gel? They're going to be a problem. And to be fair, I don't think it was that much of a problem. I just think maybe a bit of lack of quality in some places didn't help.
Yeah.
The players, like Steve Cooper, he found his 11 pretty much.
His 11, and he stuck to it, didn't he?
Yeah, he stuck to it. And again, minor changes, just see what happens. They didn't work most of the time. Fair enough, because lack of quality from the players. But when you're talking about a Chelsea team who literally a couple of years ago, again, won the Champions League,
I just can't believe most of those players are still there as well. This is what's baffling for me.
They became a joke because of that reason. Because again, laughing at them, ha ha ha. Yeah, but you spent 600 million doing exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
So like,
that's it. Like it's crazy, man. For me, it's been an awful season. Honestly, it's one that I'd like to put behind me and forget about it as quickly as I can. But I've got a funny feeling there's not going to be major improvements even next year. I know they're bringing Pochettino in. The players that we had in as well, though, we try to bring a good coach, and the British media obviously hyped up Graham Potter. He's a great coach. He's this, he's that, and probably Todd Bowley thought he found himself a diamond in the rough. But in reality, what he got was a mediocre coach.
Football.
Well, that's it, yeah. Like, there was a reason why he was still at Brighton. Like, there was no need for Chelsea to come in and pay X amount of million to buy him out of his contract, and then X amount of million when they sacked him, because they gave him a 4.5-year contract.
And just for Brighton to actually go and hire a better coach who actually achieved
and do
more.
much better, yeah, absolutely. And this is again, this is all top.
Why didn't anyone go for De Zerbi? Like, what?
But this is top. But that's it. He doesn't understand nothing. Like, when Todd Bowley took over, he wanted to be CEO and sporting director, thinking he wanted to control the whole thing, and you just can't do that. Like, you have to understand European football, like not even Latin America and French. It's like, especially for English or European, let's say, because De Zerbi came from somewhere else. He wasn't an English team coach.
No, he came from Italy, didn't he? I think it was Italy.
Yeah, I think it was Italy. Yeah.
Sassuolo or something? Sassuolo, maybe?
Not 100%, not 100%. But yeah, man, this guy. And then what did he do? Went and sacked, and then he thought, oh, do you know what? I'll bring Frank Lampard in. Yeah. Because just to steady the ship while I'm doing this, like, why bring Frank Lampard in? Bring somebody else with a bit more experience. Like, the team needed experience. The team needed to be solid at the back. We were leaking goals in for fun. People were scoring against us. Even Chelsea fans started saying, I don't know what you're singing because we lose to everyone because we're fucking shit.
Yeah, against the Man United game.
Against Man United, right? Yeah. Well, I don't know what you're cheering about. We lose against everyone. Like,
yeah, we lost against everyone. So, yeah, all of a sudden, they became a Spursian team, almost.
Needs to change, though. That needs to change because it can be contagious and it can be infectious.
I'm telling you. There's no cure for no Spursian syndrome.
It's hard, and I know a lot of fans. I've got a lot of mates now, especially like moving and living down here, and a lot of the lads are Chelsea fans. We all seem to say the same thing. We've got to be super careful. Of course, we'll be behind our team. Of course, we'll support Pochettino because he's our manager. We'll say nothing but great things about him, and so on and so forth. But at the same time, we've got to hold him accountable. If he's making something ridiculous decisions like Potter did, playing Pulisic and Sterling as wing backs, now you've got to be held accountable. Like, it's not even a learning curve at that point because this is elite of the elite. You can't. How is that? I can understand the learning curve, a simple mistake, but not playing your two attacking players as wing backs.
No, that's yeah. I mean, come on. That's fundamental, really. That's fundamental.
Exactly.
Football,
that is the bare minimum. That's in order for you to get the job first. You do not do that.
No.
Are you going to play Didier Drogba as centre back? Are you going to play Thierry Henry left back and put Ashley Cole up top or something
just to test the waters? What? No, I don't think anyone's ever going to do that.
But yeah, that's where I think we are. And now as well, is Kai Havertz worth 75 million? No. Is he worth quite high though? Like, he's not worth 30, 40, 50. He's worth more than 50 million easy, probably 60. One of the lads on the chat put 60, 65. Yeah, I'd agree with that. A bad season this year, but then again, you can't judge him just on one season. None of these Chelsea players can be judged on one season. Now that they've got Pochettino in, now that we'll have a full pre-season with all the players together, they've been there for a while. Couple of new additions that were bought in that 600 million will come in because they were loaned back out, and then we'll get to see it. But we need to trim the squad, man. We need to trim it and trim it quickly because it's just too many players for us. But anyway, moving on to the other side of London, the red side, where are you thinking who you want to see come to your club to strengthen? Well, I know you mentioned Rice and Caicedo, but realistically, they're both going to cost over 100.
On Rice, Arsenal have actually had, as we record this, they've had the first bid rejected by West Ham. It was like 80 million plus add-ons. They've rejected that. And look, there was again on Sky Sports, they popped up on transfer rumours saying Man City hovering around Rice. And I'm thinking,
but why would he go to Man City though? This is the thing we need to understand.
That's, again, when you read that, like at first you think, oh yeah, they'll get him, but then you think, wait a minute. But he plays in that Rodri role, so who's going to sit on the bench? Rodri.
Listen, nobody's got. Yeah, exactly. That's it. Nobody's sitting in front of Rodri.
Exactly. So you can forget that. And Rice isn't the type of guy to sort of accept the bench coming from West Ham when he was leading West Ham and he led them. Let's face it, to a European trophy. Lesser, whatever, still a European trophy. So have they become the second team in London to win a European trophy now? It's not
just crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, So I think with Rice, I mean, I think it's probably going to go up to about 90 million plus add-ons. 92 million. It was like sort of.
But they don't want that though, do they? I've heard like they don't want the add-on section. They just want the 100 million first. They kind of want that 3-figure in the millions. And then if there is add-ons, then okay. Because obviously, what doesn't help as well is the fact that Jude Bellingham was just signed for Real Madrid for 103 million, and we saw his stats.
Yeah, that's insane.
They're going to hold on to the fact that Declan Rice led this team to their first European trophy in however many years, captained the team as well. Because these are the things that make the the contract, oh my God, what am I saying? The fee so high, his wage, in terms of how long left is on the contract, and if he's on 200 grand a week, then he's regarded as one of the best players. His age itself, how young, how old is he? How many more years can he play for the club ideally? So 23s, 24s, like Havertz was 24, he's 23, Bellingham is 19, 20, 21, I don't know. So all these things are added onto consideration. But the inflation of players now, because listen, we talk about it and we think 100 million, you think, what? That is a crazy amount of money for anyone, full stop.
Too many zeros.
Too many is in that. When you think to yourself, for a Declan Rice for 100 million, or like a Kai Havertz, 70, 80 million, 80 million used to get you Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Prime Ronaldo.
Back in the day for sure.
What? That is like prime CR7, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
But this is the effects of, obviously, state-owned teams, or
they just throw anything they want. Yeah, no, you're right. State-owned teams, that's what it is. Yeah,
that's where the inflation's coming from. They've obviously inflated the whole football market across the world. Like, you find it. Martinelli was 6 million from a Brazilian team, whereas 10 years ago, ain't nobody paying 6 million for some unknown from a third tier or a Brazilian team called Ituano.
Not even close to 6 million. Maybe. No. I know. Yeah. Probably touching 600 grand.
If that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So it's like a Mahrez. What did he cost? Like 600,000 when Leicester.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, buying from the French league. Yeah.
So that was way back when, but now obviously everything's just it's unrealistic. It's unrealistic pricing. And that's what puts teams off, and that's why the smaller teams can never survive, because we can never compete with someone that costs 80 million. We can't bring anyone in like that. So obviously we're going to have to settle for 5th and 6th. Look, I don't care how low your team is in the Premier League. You go into the Premier League to obviously, you want to win that trophy. That's season seasons from then.
There's no point otherwise competing.
That's the goal. If anything else, obviously I know this is, again, it's a bit idealistic, because it's like, shit, well, there's money involved. Like, I get it. And that's why everything is distorted. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say, and that's what we're obviously saying about the state-owned teams. Again, like you said, 90 million for Rice? Nah. I'm sorry, but no, that can't be right. But it is. It's right. That's what they want.
It is. That's what they want, and there's a very high chance that's what they'll get. Because if you don't pay, Chelsea will pay, and if Chelsea don't pay, Bayern will probably pay, and if Bayern don't pay, it'll be City who pays, or so on and so forth. And before you know it, this is what they want. They want 3 or 4 teams to compete against each other. Because if there's only one team interested and the player wants to leave, he'll go for like 60 million tops.
Yeah, easily.
Do you know what I'm saying? And that's it. And because he's had a decent season, obviously they stayed in the Prem, won that European trophy. They demanded a crazy amount. But there was a funny story that I read as well. I found it funny, the fact that they made Declan Rice a promise that he'll leave this year, and it's going to cost him 10 million something in salary. They offered him 200 grand a week 18 months ago, and he said, "No, I'm not going to sign the new contract because you promised me I'll leave the next season."
Yeah. So he's ready to go,
and he's ready to leave. And I think it's sad for me because he's a Chelsea fan. I'd really like to see him at Chelsea, but I don't think he'll come to Chelsea. There's too much uncertainties with Chelsea at the minute. If we had Abramovich, we would have got Declan Rice. We would not be in this situation that we're in if we had but ifs and buts, and we've moved on. Apologies for that if you can hear that. That's my daughter woke up crying.
Oh, no way. If you need 2 minutes. To that,
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
No problem. Right, we're back. We are back, and Rick, hope everything was good. And you know what? I'll be honest with you. We were talking about something, and I think it was maybe transfers.
Something it was transfers, but
it was
just a headache trying to speculate now where they're going. I think now it's more around, we can talk about it, we can give our opinions, but it's a moot point. Nothing until the clubs decide, and it kind of becomes a concrete. And the what's it called? Reveal? Is it revealed? Yeah, reveal the player with a jersey.
Yeah. Until it's at the stadium, that's standard. I mean, obviously we have to speculate because that's what we do as fans. Like transfer rumors is like pinned to my taskbar. Like what I mean, it's to my bookmarks and stuff. So I click on that every day. But
every day to see what's happening. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to keep yourself in the sport. But look, in terms of football, obviously we've got some Euro qualifiers coming up in the next sort of week or so. So I know.
Well, England are tomorrow night, aren't they? I think England are playing tomorrow.
Yeah, they play Malta tomorrow. Like, I'll be honest with you, I'm not really that fussed because at this point, it's like, come on, you throw in internationals at us. What about the players? Aren't they taking any breaks? I don't know.
What's going on?
I'm pretty sure we talked about this when this World Cup happened, and the sort of the schedule of the teams and the players. The amount of football that they have to play within one calendar year. It's like within one season actually. So it's I don't know. I don't know if I agree with Euro qualifiers this soon. To be fair, yeah, I love football. Obviously, I miss it, but I don't want to be watching no international. Come on.
No, neither do I, to be honest with you, mate. I'm 100% with you. And it's the international games that we're watching, like you say, like Malta versus England, Gibraltar versus France, like Gibraltar versus France, Andorra versus Switzerland. Do you know what I mean? Belarus versus Israel, those kind of things. Now, I understand there's nations, obviously, who get excited like we do, like to watch Albania play and so on, but come on, be realistic. Are we actually going to waste time to watch these nations?
No,
not really.
No, not really. I think, like you said...
Are we going to waste time predicting about them? I'll be honest with you. No chance.
No. Absolutely not. If you thought that's what we were doing, no, we're definitely not doing any predictions for no Euros. No, it's not happening. But no, I was just about to say, like, obviously with football, there's not really much to discuss apart from the Champions League final, which we talked about. There is some F1 over the weekend. We're in Canada.
Yep.
Canadian GP is coming up. So I'll have to check the times on that. I think it's probably a late one, if I'm not mistaken. Late one.
What late is in like for late UK time?
Yeah, about 9-10 o'clock.
I think it's around 7 o'clock here, according to this. BTS on Sunday, BBC Sound app from 1900. Yeah, so that will be, because I'm just on the BBC website now, so it'll be 7 o'clock evening time. That's not bad. That's a good time to watch it as well.
Yeah, that's perfect timing. Obviously, finish work and stuff like that. That's the practice. Is that the practice session, or are you talking?
No, that's the race itself on Sunday.
The race itself.
I'm assuming practices will be around the same as well, though. Give or take, right?
Yeah, 6:30 till 7:30, and then 10 till 11. So practice 1 and 2 tomorrow. 10 till 11 is the latest one. But the race, perfect timing, 7 o'clock. Just to unwind for the weekend. But do we have any predictions apart from the obvious, or is it just going to be the obvious?
No, that's the obvious. The obvious. The wings again. Wings at the top. Unless he crashes and does something stupid, or somebody crashes into him, or doesn't give him the room that he feels he deserves.
Yeah.
But they give him enough room for him to maneuver, or they follow their own racing line like he has done many times before. But I'm just reading a bit of transfer gossip, as you said. Love a bit of gossip and all that. Yeah.
Let's do it.
When's this? This is less than 4 minutes ago. Apparently, according to the Daily Mail, again, it's a load of tosh as a newspaper, but anyway, they've submitted a joint £50 million bid for England midfielder James Maddison and 25-year-old forward Harvey Barnes. Yeah. Are they joking? £50 million bid?
For both. I actually read that as well, to be fair. But I think, no, that's never going to happen. That's madness. It doesn't matter if Leicester got relegated, they're never going to get that. You know what I mean? They're never... Yeah, it's just not going to happen. Let's just move past that. That's just... I think that's just going to stay a rumour, to be honest. And if it's the Daily Mail that's putting it out, it's like, come on.
Also, according to the Times, you have pulled out of the race to sign Moses Caicedo.
Yeah.
Because you're focusing on Declan Rice, you've pulled out of Moses Caicedo deal.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised, to be honest, because, come on, like 90 plus million for Rice, 80 million for Caicedo. It's not Arsenal. It was never going to happen. It was never going to happen.
According to this, Arsenal has agreed personal terms. Kai Havertz and Arsenal have agreed personal terms.
Yeah, do you know what was during the little break? I actually read that he's happy and is obviously given the green light to potentially move to Arsenal. But again, if you're going to give up on Moises Caicedo for 80 million, what makes you think 75 million? You know, I mean, Chelsea. I don't think Chelsea's going to accept.
No, I don't think you guys are going to pay 75 million. But Chelsea, exactly, they're going to hold on to their guns and they're going to hold firm. But yeah, it's agreed personal terms. Wow, really that quick? I'm amazed at how many players want to jump ship. Really, really amazed. Like, started with Mason Mount, obviously now Kai Havertz, and we'll see who else. Obviously, it's a long window. See who else will probably want to leave. But according to this, Chelsea faced competition from Man United for signing Inter Milan's Cameroon goalkeeper Onana. Although United have prioritised Porto. This is sometimes I look at these gossips and I just look at Chelsea in bold, and if I can't see Chelsea, I just give up and I don't even bother reading the rest.
Yeah.
But very quickly, by the way, before we finish it and end it up, where do we think Harry Kane should go? Because this is a season he has to go, right? What are your thoughts on that? He must go. He needs to leave Spurs.
Yeah, he needs to leave Spurs, but so far, it doesn't look like he's willing to leave, to be honest. And it's a problem because, again, as we've said many times before, he just seems like a wasted player at Spurs.
That's insane.
He took some sort of gold plaques to England training and he handed them out to everyone, and it's like, how are you handing out trophies when you haven't received one? Like, what are you talking about?
Oh wait, I thought you were joking. Is that legit?
That's a real thing. Yeah, that's a real thing. He handed out gold plaques or something because did he break the record for Premier League top scorer or Chelsea or Tottenham? Or so, I don't know what he broke.
I know he broke the league for the best scorer in the league for Tottenham. Like, he became Tottenham's all-time scorer.
Yeah, well,
I don't know what he's done with plaques and stuff, because, like you say, he's not won anything himself.
No, I don't know. It's something different. But yeah, with Harry Kane, where could he go? City, Chelsea, United, Real.
I'll be honest with you, I'd like to see him at Chelsea, but I don't think he'll go to Chelsea. But if players and I can't see why we should not normalise selling decent players to decent club, like to your rivals. If the player wants to go, just let him go, make the money, and then go invest somewhere else. So, for example, Havertz coming to Arsenal, I don't know, Van Persie to Man United, and so on and so forth. So yeah, Harry Kane to Chelsea. I'd be happy with that. I'll honestly be happy with that, and I think it'd be very good for us, especially with Pochettino being there, worked with him before.
Yeah. Could be a thing, man. Could be a thing.
I doubt it. Yeah. We can't afford him. We can't afford him. It's that we need to really get a big clear up before we can get a player like that.
If you sell Havertz though, and you bring Kane in, that's not a bad shout.
Well, that's good business. That's good. Yeah, if you sell Havertz for a decent amount, like not 45, 50 million, like over that, then you bring Harry Kane in. Yeah, of course, but Inter Milan want Koulibaly on loan, and we've talked about this before. We're not going to get into it. There's so many Chelsea players that need to go. So if listeners, if you want to hear that, just go back an episode or two, and you'll hear me be having the same rant.
Pretty much the last couple of episodes. That's what we've been discussing, the transfers and who needs to go and stuff. But like real quick before we do leave, in terms of the F1 weekend. You're going to go with Verstappen? Anyone's going to have a crash? Anything exciting?
I really hope Hamilton wins it. Hamilton or Russell, I don't know why, but I'm kind of liking just to have the Mercedes do something, just to shut Max up. Although I am a McLaren fan, and obviously through and through McLaren, I'm just leaning on Mercedes to try and do something, because my team's not going to do anything. My football team's not doing anything. My flipping F1 team's not doing anything, and hasn't done anything for a long time in F1. But I'm hoping Mercedes just to keep Max and Christian Horner just wipe that smug off their face for a little bit, because I'm tired of seeing them all going, "Well done, Max! Great race once again." Like, of course, he's got the best car.
Well done, you did it. Yeah, well, obviously, if you've got the fastest car, it helps.
Exactly.
But no, I think, you're absolutely right. But I'm leaning towards Mercedes a little bit myself, to be honest, because obviously, like you said, Ferrari, just being Ferrari, doing dumb shit. Yeah, well, shout out to the Le Mans team. They actually, Ferrari, they entered in the hypercar fucking grade, and they won. They actually won Le Mans, 24-hour Le Mans. So, that's probably the only thing Ferrari are going to win for a while now. And, because the F1 team's not going to do anything. Like, I don't even... I just get frustrated. And again, listeners, go check out the last few since the F1 season started. I'll tell you. So, anyway, look, we're going to go. Thank you so much for that.
Because as you can hear, my daughter's crying again, so I'm going to go again.
That is the alarm bell. So, we're going to go. Thank you so much for listening. We will catch you on the next one. Stay safe. Stay alert.